The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited. Hebrew and Bible Academy, you are invited, brothers and sisters. How are you doing, Elder Lawyer?
Shalom, sir. I'm doing well. I can't complain at all. How about yourself?
I'm blessed by the Almighty, and of course, like everyone, I know everyone is feeling the same sentiments here. It's so good to have you back. How did it go over in the UK?
It went very well. It went very well. Got an opportunity to visit and see some family. Also got to see the brethren. Just giving a quick shout out, Brother Shapat, Brother Ashar, Brother Asher, Brother Jamie, and the twin. We had an opportunity to spend a little time with them, Brother Kuda as well. All praise to the Most High for that. So, yeah, it was definitely a blessed time.
All praises, man, Brother Kuda. Man, does he have gray hair yet or what? He's not getting there yet?
Not quite yet. Not quite yet. But
I know every time I see these young brothers, they be saying, Elder, man, don't look like you aged a minute.
Right.
I'm like, listen, I don't know what you're looking at, but let me tell you, I got a lot of gray hairs on the inside.
Yes, indeed.
Dealing with this nation, it will affect you. You understand? And dealing with this work, but I believe the Most High have helped me. Right? I thank the Most High, and I'm grateful that in my age, going up near into my late 50s, I'm getting there. I thank the Most High. He's given me the knowledge and the understanding for longevity, health, and people ask all the time, even when I see Elder Lawyer, and I'm gonna swing it back to you. Even when I go back and see all the brothers I grew up with, they like, what's going on? What's going on? You're still looking the same. And I say, and I always give it up to the Most High, number one. And number two, I'm going to tell everyone the secret sauce. Unforgiving, holding grudges, and holding any negative sentiments that we've experienced through the past, from our past, ages us. The greatest, I would say, remedy that I've had to keep some of my youth is what Christ said. Unless you be like one of these little children, you shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven. Children are forgiving. Children are forgiving. And I believe that's the greatest element. And also having people in my life that can look out for me and to make sure, that I stay health conscious, that I stay in the Spirit, do what I need to do. And above all, I have a purpose by God Himself, from God Himself.
That's right.
Right? And yes, I'm a mere man. I'm a mere man with faults. But I believe the secret sauce is the spirit of forgiveness. And this is people having bad nerves, dealing with what happened to them in the past, and never being able to let the past go, even though there's nothing you can do about it. It ages them. Right? It ages them. And this is why the things I can't control, I put on the Most High.
That's right.
Folks, forgiveness is a healing ointment delivered through the Almighty and Christ. You cannot be healed or cannot heal others if you can't forgive. All right. Let's talk. And shout outs to our UK brethren. I had Elder Shapat on with me Wednesday to relieve you while landing into Philadelphia, right? You landed in Philadelphia or Newark?
Philadelphia, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I know people would like to ask before we go into this. Hebrew and Bible Academy, the journey. I think we need to make a broadcast on that alone. If someone was
indeed.
Right? If someone was to ask you, what's up with this Hebrew and Bible Academy, the journey, with you being one of the pioneers from the beginning, as a young man, to help spearhead what has become a godsend, literally. What would be your words, Elder Lawyer?
Well, I think you've just put it and wrapped it in a bow. It was definitely a godsend. When you look at the time in which it came, not too long after we left the States, obviously living overseas through time, you know, not that there's uncertainty, but obviously you're in a strange place. You don't necessarily know from day to day how the ministry is going to sustain itself. And the Most High definitely opened up a gift from on high that allowed us to bring forth not only something that would help the people as far as advancing their knowledge of the Word, advancing their knowledge of the Bible and the ancient Hebrew language, and eventually the news which came. I mean, keeping them updated on what's going on prophetically, what's going on with the finances, what's happening that's leading us up to the mark of the beast. How are certain communities being used to, target our children? I mean, all of this has come through the academy, but it all started with a gift from on high during a time in which it was like, okay, where do we go from here? And I remember you gave me the call, tapped me on the shoulder and said, listen, I need you to type up these lessons, everything I ever taught you. I need you to put it on paper. We're going to get these documents together and we're going to make sure that we, really get this thing rocking and rolling. And I mean, it's been rocking and rolling ever since. And how many years later?
We're talking.
Man, how many years have we?
We're talking about from 2011 or 12. 2012.
Yeah, around 20. Yeah, maybe 20. Yeah, 2011. So he's about 14, 15 years. We've been at it strong, nonstop, and it just keeps getting better and better. And it just shows that whenever the Most High gives you an idea, you have to execute. You can't leave it up to chance. You can't hesitate on it. You got to follow through with it. And I have the feeling that if we didn't do it, eventually the Most High would have gave it to somebody else. So all praises to the Most High that we were able to act on it and eventually execute it to make it what it is right now. And also, through time, we try our best to make sure that we improve it to make it an even better experience for those who are a part of the academy. So all praise to the Most High for that.
All praises. Did something happen to your mic? Did something change in the settings, or no? It's still the same?
It's still the same, but let me make sure I'm doing my best to keep up on this thing. How does it sound now?
Yeah, if you could keep the mic close to you, that'd be good. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because a lot of people don't know how the academy began, and I'm glad you expressed what was going on. And it wasn't as if we were getting, especially being all over the earth traveling, it wasn't like we were getting constant support from those who was listening and benefiting from just our weekly teachings. Even though people would send in and all that, it wasn't enough to really sustain us. Right? And a lot of people don't know we were living out of our suitcases, delivering the word. But every place we delivered the word, no one would have known that we had nothing at all. No one would have known because we didn't put the burden on the people.
That's right.
The days of us eating potatoes and onions and just still being satisfied. I would make homemade nachos and we would just have little snacks and eat and take a chicken up the street and put sides to it just to survive. But still never at one time did we put down the plow. Or traveling all over the earth, there was never a day without our daily bread. So when you look at this academy, it was a godsend because the first academy had 35 people. And when I seen all that support with that 35, man, I looked at that come in and I'm like, Lord have mercy. I was so grateful. I thank the Most High because now I'm like, you know what? At least we can depend on this to help us sustain, to get some clothes and get a few things and a few items to help us as we go along in this work. And look at it. Right now, we're requesting for it to get up to 3,000.
Right.
Right.
Right. And let me throw this in there, Salakia, sir. Let me throw this in there.
Yeah.
The price never changed ever since it started. The information has increased, but the price never changed. And we're still looking at ways we can increase this information and bring it to the next level, but still is at the same exact price point. Salakia.
The same exact price point, and it never changed. Right? And I want to say this. All praises be to the Most High. Elder Lawyer, you've done a great job. And I don't have to tell you that. You understand? And you listen. And guess what? You don't have to. I know you will come back and thank me, but brother, you don't have to thank me. This is my reasonable service. And you know my answer to anyone who try to thank me. Right?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to thank me, brother. This is my reasonable service. And my answer to anyone who try to thank me for anything is what? Just finish.
Finish. That's right.
Just finish. My thank you is when we're standing shoulder to shoulder together with Christ delivering the crowns. That's all the thank you I want, because this is my reasonable service. This is my service to my brothers, my sisters, to my nation, to labor in this vineyard for God's people, and to be a light to the Gentiles. That's my service. I don't need accolades. I don't need people to thank me for anything. Okay? My thank you comes later. Finish.
Mm-hmm.
Finish. Now, speaking of the Hebrew and Bible Academy, go to historytimes.org to enroll. I would be amiss if I didn't thank all the elders like Elder Del Urak, who were there from the very beginning, and all the original REIs and all these, all the people who've always supported the work since its inception. Especially Elder Del, who's a moderator and have stayed 10 toes down as a pillar in this work. Since the day I embraced him as my brother, man, you're talking about almost what? 10, had to be about 15, 16 years ago. And let me tell you this. When I needed something, Elder Dell was there. He was always there. And man, what a brother. You rock. Always there. And now look at the Hebrew and Bible Academy now. Revelations. Mysteries of the spiritual realm. Who would have thought when I'm like, Elder, we're going to take 12 lessons, everything I taught you, just put it here. You got it in the book, put it into lessons, and let's see what happens. Hebrew real-time news and lessons like none other on the earth is being taught real time. Now, we could have did what T.D. Jakes and others do. We could have took every lesson, spent it, and made it into little books with niche topics, breaking down theology like the Christians do. Every document is greater than any book that you'll ever read. And then you have the teachers who've put it together to teach it for you. So we could have made these individual books like your pastors and preachers. We could have published them, copyrighted them. I know the publishing game. And just everything we taught could have just been books on shelves for everybody. And we would have made hands over fist, just sitting back, kicking fat, selling books as authors. Okay? I mean, think about, we taught the Desolation of Abomination, and one book from Rudolph Ard Windsor. Don't you know that book from Rudolph Ard Windsor? Give it to me again, Elder Lawyer.
Which one is that? Judea Trembles?
Not Judea Trembles, the other one. From Babylon and Timbuktu. Yeah,
that's it.
Now, no shade on him because his books were groundbreaking for the awakening, right? But we taught the desolation, right? Just in the last academy. Rudolph Ard Windsor, just writing that one book from Babylon and Timbuktu, has been taking care of him since he wrote that book, I think in the 70s. Just that one book. Now, originally I was thinking, you know what? The doctrine the Most High have given us, I could just have books just to break down all the lies the Christians and the Muslims have been teaching our people in the neighborhoods and just sell the books. Because we're used to going to the books like the conscious community and all that. But what better way to do this, Elder, than to give people the information we would normally put in books. And the teachers teach the information themselves. Right?
That's right.
Because what happens? Information change, new knowledge comes. And what happens is when people write a book, they're pigeonholed within the thought process they were at that time. And that's what you're reading now.
That's right.
So usually when things change, they would have to revise that book. If things were incorrect, there would be revisions. There's no need for us to do this. As the Most High give us utterance and understanding, we build on what the Most High given us back then. So even if it's a lesson we taught from the first academy, it's coming with the experience and wisdom that we've now accumulated through life. and we teach it without our experiences now. And it's like, man, how I was seeing this lesson 15 years ago, that was okay. But now the lessons grow with the wisdom through time. The academy, like I stated, is a godsend. And we're going into the academy starting this Sunday. I hope you all can help us get the academy up to 3,000 participants. If you haven't been in the academy, please be a part of it. We never went up on price, and it does help what we need to do. And when you hear what I'm about to go into on Patreon, you'll understand why. We'll need resources. We'll need resources to turn it into things tangible so that we could do what? Break down and have all things common and distribute according to the necessities of the saints. We're going to need farms. We're going to need land. We're going to need everything to sustain ourselves as they bring in the mark of the beast system. So little things like this, where you're benefiting from the lessons and all that real-time news in Hebrew, but still you are actually contributing to something greater than all of us, a way to help us sustain beyond the times of the mark of the beast. Okay? Mysteries of the spiritual realm. Hebrew and Bible Academy, enrolling now. The origin of the spiritual realm. Tracing the serpent's seed. How Lucifer became the chief Satan. So we're going to go on the spiritual side of things to show you what we're up against, folks. Christ and the keys to spiritual warfare. I'm going to tell you right now, the reason why our people lose is because we fight the enemy on the level they're waging the war against us. That's why they're winning. They know we're very spiritual people and are very emotional and passionate people. So they trigger us. Continually, they trigger us or get us beside ourselves emotionally. But if you see how Christ interacted, brothers and sisters, with the enemies, you'll understand there's a greater way to win when you are engaged in spiritual warfare, and it happens on every level. It can be with your children, with someone you're in a relationship with, your husband or your wife. It could be with your children. It can be at the job. You think when you punch into a job that you're not within a warfare? See? So we're going to teach you these particular spiritual tools when it comes to Christ to understand when you're in a spiritual war. See? When you have the enemy backbiting you at the job, coming against you and using other people to attack you. Folks, that happens real time. Because that's how cowards operate. Cowards don't handle things according to Christ. They'll fight behind other people. See? Well, you've experienced this at your job, where they'll cause a conflict so that they can indirectly attack you and then feign innocence and say, it wasn't me. It was this person. Oh, it wasn't me. They came to me with this. Be all chatty patty up into the boss's ears, trying to attack you and all that, trying to get a negative response so that your boss or someone you work with can look at you like you're crazy. But you know who the enemy is. And see, and this is why our people get beside themselves when what? Their kindness is being taken for weakness, and you know someone is hitting you and hiding their hands. Well, brothers and sisters, Christ shows us how to deal with those moments. Christ shows, and we're going to be going into how he dealt with the Pharisees and scribes. We're going to be going into how there was a spiritual warfare going on when the ship was being hit. And the disciples were afraid, and these were believers. That's the example I can give you now with what we just went through under the lockdowns. Under the lockdowns, all the chaos was coming at us all at once. We've been inundated through mainstream satanic legacy media so that there would be a reaction that would lead to our demise. Like the storms that were hitting the ship when Christ was laying down while the disciples were panicking. That's like the media hitting you from every area. And Christ is looking at, and you see that, lawyer?
Yes, sir.
And Christ is like, do you see Do you see me budging? If I'm cool as a cucumber, why are you panicking? If I'm not panicking, why are you? If they had any sense, they would have laid down next to Christ and just went to sleep until the storm passed over. Because who knew the storm would come? Check this out, Elder Lawyer. There's some wisdom for y'all today before I go to Patreon. Who knew the storm was coming? Christ did, because he sent the storm. All of the angels were created by him. He set up all the functions and the chambers of lightning, rain, storm, clouds. I'm going to show y'all this Sunday. He sent the storm. He wanted to see how the disciples would react under pressure, knowing that he would soon be crucified. So how is it now I'm leaving all my work into the hands of men who would panic and not understand what true faith is to heal and get people through tough crisis? He was testing them. That's what, brothers and sisters. That's right. That's what the lockdowns were for us. And no soon as he said, why are y'all panicking? Do you know who I am? Do you know who our Father is? Christ stood up and did like this. The storm subsided. He just told the angels to go back to their chambers. That's all he did. He commanded the angels in thought to go back to their chambers. And the sun came out. What was he showing the disciples? Anything you do in my name is possible. This power that I've just showed as an example before your eyes is the power I'm leaving you to finish and bring forth my gospel in the earth. What I just did is delivered to you. Don't panic, because the devil will always try to shoot you with fiery darts and destabilize you to make you emotional, because Israelites, God's people, are passionate people. And Esau has studied us. So it's to trigger us with our emotions and then put a camera on us to say, see, these are not God's people. See, these people are unstable. You need us in control. Right? Let's talk about it. Elder Lawyer, I am so hyped for this academy.
Right? Yes, sir, likewise.
And it's so glad to have you back, my brother. I'm going to tell you, every time any of us get on a plane, I pray that the Most High have those angels on the wings, and it usually be a soft landing, right?
It wasn't so soft on the way back, but we made it, so that's,
well, Lord,
that's all that matters.
Oh, you must have had one of those Christ on the ship events, huh?
Oh yeah. But it was all good. I'm here safe and sound, and again, I'm glad to be back. So, all praise be to the Most High.
Let me tell you, I got my own stories, but I'm gonna leave that there. Sometimes leave me on the ground and stop thinking about us going to where you sitting there in the storm, lightning coming, and be like, you would have been feeding your chickens. But anyway. Anyway, Christ and the keys to spiritual warfare. How not to interact with someone who's trying to provoke you into warfare. And when. See? The craft. The priesthood of Satan versus the priest of God, AI technology, and the mark of the beast. That and more. And this will dovetail into what I'm going into today. That's right. When the world shuts down again. And I intentionally opened up Patreon so that we can discuss this on the other side. And with it, you can ask Elder Lawyer and myself any question you would like concerning the doctrine or whatever the case might be, and or the lessons, or if you have anything to chime in with, I'll open up Zoom. Zoom will be your opportunity to come in, as well as texting the phone number for me to call you in if you have questions or comments. It's going to be a more interactive Patreon today. But I would like to get the number up to 3,000 for this academy. So if you never enrolled, please enroll. It's historytimes.org. Brothers and sisters, it's less than 30 cents a day when you look at the amount it costs you. Okay, for 3 months of information that you will never receive on any platform anywhere in the earth. And I guarantee it, if you've never been in the academy, it's not what you thought it was going to be. Okay, it's well beyond anything that you ever thought a Bible teaching class could ever be. We have special guests. We have health on the table. We have workouts on the table. We have a brother Raphael, who's a former NFL player, who comes in and brings his expertise on health. We're going to have Truman coming in asking questions on how to do healing remedies for brothers and sisters instead of dealing with modern medicine under certain circumstances. All of that. You can't get that for the amount we charge for the academy. And again, we never went up. It's $75 for the next month, $75 for the second month, and then you don't have to pay anything at all. 3-4 months all paid up within 2 months, and enjoy the academy. The theme again, go to historytimes.org, Revelations, Mysteries of the Spiritual Realm. You'll learn how to wage and how to win in spiritual warfare. All right. Number 2, I wanted to talk about, because we just went into trumpets. Elder Lawyer was able to do it over there. We was able to do it here in Philadelphia, and Bishop Amoth did a great job in entertaining and setting things up. The food was right. The people was right. The songs were tight. And we had a good time with Elder Ramar visiting. And let me tell you, when it comes to these holy days and when we come together, and Elder Lawyer is speaking of the journey since the academy. Through the journey, the Most High gave us the true understanding of the times when it comes to the 364-day calendar. Right? Think about that on this journey. So now we don't follow the high holy days according to the moon, because the Bible isn't speaking of the moon when it says new moon. In the Hebrew, it's month. The moon is an entirely different Hebrew word. See? That's why the Jewish people follow the Babylonian lunar calendar. And most Hebrews follow that. And by doing so, they may call a day the Passover, but it's not truly the Passover according to the heavens. See? It's a 364-day schedule. This is why Esau put leap years and other things, daylight saving times and others, into his timekeeping. Why? So that he can adjust for what God said it should have been anyway. 364. See? So what holy day that we just experienced? The memorial blowing of the trumpets we just went through right here. You can go to Gathering of Christ. Matter of fact, I'm going to do you all a solid right here. I'm going to do you all a solid right here. For those who don't know about this, I'll do you a solid. 1 second. So for those who don't know about this calendar, what I'm going to do, because some people are fairly new in this, what I did there is I just typed in the holy day list according to God, according to the Torah, according to Christ, according to Moses. The 364-day schedule, so you'll know when the holy days begin. And the Most High gave us this. And every day we give you, it's at sundown. So the memorial blowing of the trumpets was last Saturday, August 30th, sundown. Evening and morning is the first day. September 8th, 3 days from now, sundown, will be the Day of Atonement. What is this? The trumpet is blown. Usually it happens around September. Late August, September, the trumpet is blown. And what happens? The Most High gives our people 10 days to repent and pray to him for any sins going what? 1 year backward. And on that 10th day, it goes before the priest in heaven, who's our anointed Christ, who does the priesthood for us. King and priest on that night. Blowing of the trumpets, Day of Atonement, September 8th. And then, that's right, we have serious high holy days in September. The Feast of Tabernacles, where we'll all be out, dwelling in booths outside. One brother had a sauna in his tent. As long as you're dwelling in booths. If you want to, bring an RV, bring anything you want, as long as you're outside of your home and it's there amongst the congregation with us, outdoors. Feast of Tabernacles, September 13th. That's right, we'll be there. Starting what? September 13th, sundown, to September 20th, sundown, is the Feast of Tabernacles. And Elder Lawyer, do the children enjoy tabernacles or what?
Yes, they do. Yes, indeed. Mines look forward to it every year. So all praise to the Most High for that.
Yeah, and that's the experience we can give our youth, who can become more cultured, right? They can now think outside of the concrete jungle that was placed there to make everyone believe that we were meant to be like crabs in a bucket, all up on one another. So now our children can aspire to greater lives, being more cultured and diverse, operating outside of these cities, which is nothing but a project.
Right.
Right? All praises be to the Most High. So I can't wait for that. So now, go to historytimes.org to enroll. I gave you all the Gathering of Christ Church Holy Day list so that you can all be on board. If you don't have the opportunity to gather with the church, you can still follow us online, break bread and commune with us. And guess what? That'll be acknowledged from the heavens also, because you're doing it at the same time. The heavens are actually exercising the holy days in heaven. Thou shalt be done on earth as it is in heaven. Now let's jump right in, Elder Lawyer. Let's jump right in. Our topic on Patreon, or for Patreon today: when the world shuts down again. And it's going to happen. Listen to me, and listen to me good. Why do you think they have the military in place, not just in the Middle East, but all over the world, now that God's people has awakened? Why do you think they were able to change the systems while they told everyone to what? To stay home. And all the corporations that are connected to the beast system put all of their systems on a new grid that will be controlled from the outside of the country. This will be controlled in Europe from Belgium. The bank systems, the health systems, the food systems, as well as what? Labor and or commerce. All of it was unified into one system. And this is the reason that everyone, all the corporations were on board, because you needed to be home because you couldn't use the computers, as they set up the new grid that leads to the mark of the beast. Test run. And when everyone started coming back outside, we started hearing of AI, artificial intelligence. Well, that was what? Integrating all the systems into the beast system. And now the beast is living through the technology now that will eventually be the mark of the beast grid for the whole earth. We're talking about digital reconnaissance, sentinels. We're talking about drones. We're talking about biometrics. Anything that you would think about from some crazy sci-fi movie is the reality of our world today. Travel, the restrictive travel, but they're going to be able to lock everything down with the next thing they do. And it's going to be a combination of many things at once that will make the majority of the world what? Acquiesce to the satanic governments of the world. And I'm telling you this first. So we're going to open it up and we'll answer questions during Patreon. When the world shuts down again, what we want to know, brothers and sisters, especially the saints of the Almighty, Jews and Gentiles alike, based on the last shutdowns under Corona, I want to hear, Elder Lawyer would like to hear, what did you learn? What did you learn? And when you are faced with a greater scenario, soon in the future, what decisions would you do differently? Okay? Now keep in mind, if you don't have the faith in God in Christ, then you're not going to make it through anyway. None of us will. But all in all, they have set traps for us. And usually the traps they set is where you're offing yourself. You're offing, because no one is making you make any of these decisions outside the frequencies and the talking heads that they place before you, who have triggered the unbelievers into doing what? Scaring you. You got all these people who were claiming that they were so concerned to why they were trying to make their family members do something. And now, no sooner as things open up, these people don't give a D about these same family members. They don't even call them. Don't even think about them. The same people who are so concerned about everybody. I need y'all to think about that. And then you had some people who knew that there's something strange about the solutions they were trying to give to people and trying to force people to do. that they knew of something strange about it, but they didn't want to go down by themselves. If there's something wrong with this, at least if something is wrong that I don't know about, I'm not going down by myself. They was willing to help sacrifice their own family as guinea pigs. So, let's talk about it in one moment. When the world shuts down, again, what will you do? What did you learn from the last time? And how do we know it's going to get shut down again? Now, and guess what, folks? I know this frustrates you when you see this man. But we need to take a different angle with this. Right? There's a thing amongst the elite called lesser magic. Look it up. Right? It's called lesser magic. Let me see here if I can find that. Because you know we're dealing with, even the word MAGA comes from magi. MAGA, M-A-G-A, is magi, which is the top sorcerer. It's one of the head levels amongst the Church of Satan. Right? Lesser magic. Look at what it says about lesser magic. Lesser magic. You see this? The guy over Levine, Satanism, right? Check out what it says about lesser magic. Lesser magic. Greater and lesser magic with Levine Satanism designate types of beliefs with the term greater magic applying to ritual practice meant as what? Psychodramatic catharsis to focus one's emotions for a specific purpose. See? Lesser magic, listen to this. Lesser magic applied to the practice of manipulation. By, listen to this, means of applied psychology. So you're getting inundated with the same message over and over and over and over again. And lesser magic applied to the practice of manipulation by means of applied psychology and glamour to bend an individual or situation to one's will. Now, one thing y'all probably didn't know in lesser magic, when you go into studying some of their books, when you see what they're really about, these are Satanists. Even with the children and what they're doing with the children and all that is a part of it. But the lesser magic is, part of this is that they cannot make any person do anything. They cannot force anyone to do anything. It must be free will, voluntary of that individual's own volition. See, those are the spiritual rules of engagement. They're not going to drag you out and make you do it. Lesser magic. If they can play in your mind and have you do it yourself, now they are without fault. Another part of lesser magic is they must tell the people what they're going to do before they do it. They cannot bring anything out that's going to harm the world or harm the people unless they first tell the same people, this is what I'm going to do to you. See? So I have a different view on this guy right here. Because whether you like or hate what this guy says, he's a tool to be utilized for what they're doing. See? He's the guy who tell you what they're going to do before it's done. Fair use.
We need to be prepared for the next pandemic. We were not prepared for COVID-19, so we need to do better, and we need to be committed to make sure all tools get out to everyone in the world. China's expertise and resources and manufacturing capacities will help us meet those needs. We need to be prepared for the next pandemic. We were not prepared for COVID-19, so we need to do better, and we need to be committed to make sure all tools get out to everyone in the world. China's expertise and resources and manufacturing capacities will help us meet those needs.
We have to be as dedicated to our God as they are to theirs. See, because Christ said, brothers and sisters, be either hot or cold, or be spewed out. See? I can give respect to this man because he's going 10 toes down for the evil God he serves. So you got to give him that respect. Right? Christ says, choose your master. We know who drives this man and what master he serves. See? So can we be as dedicated to our God and or more than he is to his? Because these are two forces between good and evil that plays out in the earth between Christ and the God of this earth who know his time is up. And it materializes into a physical war. And the world sees that war through the prophecies of the ancients out of the Bible, where it culminates in the war on earth where people can see it through that cataclysm between Esau against his little brother, that's us, Jacob. So when you see everything they set up, folks, and all the nations and other races and Asians are complicit with it, it's because they're trying to hold on to us, knowing that what? Once they can no longer control the narrative and God frees our people, all the other nations will have to serve. So I understand why this man is doing this. They're trying to hold on to power. But the question is, will you free yourself from their control? The only way you can do so is be under the true God of this world, the true God above this world who made this world, not the God of this world. See? So folks, you think it was full court press the last time. It's going to be a lot tougher because they've made it where they've taken all the jobs away and all of that. Why do you think these corporations were all lockstep together? So now you think it was full court press the first time. Wait till the next thing they do. So now, on the other side, through Patreon, Elder Lloyd, you have anything to say?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm good.
Okay. So on the other side, through Patreon, we're going to open it up real time almost immediately. Almost immediately. And I'm telling you, folks, what you see with the school shootings, what you see that's going on with the healthcare, what you see with mental health and a lot, them prescribing the drugs, what you see with armies on the street, it's all for the same plan. Because when it all goes down with the laws they put in through the school shootings now, governments are going to be allowed to move your children without permission to protect the children. But why? Where will they be taken? The children. See, and the beta test for that was the children that was getting missing on the border during the time of immigration when Trump said all these children were taken away. We don't know where they are. Some of them were some of them were killed and all these others. Those were beta tests, folks. Everything they was talking about with the lesser magic was telling all of us what's going to happen to us and our children if we acquiesce under their power. If we fall victim to following their magi or their sorcerers, how we'll give control of our children over to them. I thank the Most High for this truth, having eyes to see, ears to hear. It's 3:28, 3:30. We're going to start right now. 3:30. Somebody calling in already. Hello?
Uh-oh.
Yes, talk to me.
Forgive me. I didn't know you were live.
I'm live.
But, you're not?
I
okay.
am. I'm live.
All right. Shalom, Elder. This is a quick thing. I just got off the phone with my cousin that works at an arena, an entertainment arena, and she encountered some COVID sniffing dogs. That's a new one.
Now check it out, Elder Lawyer, how this works. She had no idea that I was actually broadcasting. Right?
Right.
And she's giving full testimony at an arena that they're pulling out drug sniffing dogs.
No, COVID.
COVID sniffing dogs.
Yes.
COVID sniffing dogs. So these
Yes.
dogs would determine to those who are leading them to whether or not a person need to be quarantined.
Right. So the way it works, she was saying that the dog, she said, well, let it do it on me. So they say, okay, the dog will go around the person, sniff them, and if they have COVID, they'll sit down.
Look at that. You can train those dogs to do anything with a few treats in the back pocket.
But but that's the thing. No, but listen. They can alert the dogs to do something. It's psychological warfare because they can alert the dogs to do anything and make you think that, just like with the drug sniffing dog, they can make them alert even when there's no drug.
Sister, this is perfect sense. Now we understand, because it was ridiculous when we were going through airports internationally and they got these dogs running around in a circle of people, all of them in people's space. And these dogs never found anything.
Right.
And many times I've seen these dogs running around. It's more intimidation against people so that it'll make people uncomfortable, which is also psychological warfare. To give the optics as if something has happened when it isn't. And then they can use these dogs to do what? Target people and move people that they want out of the way. Now they have a probable cause under the laws to now target people by claiming, well, listen, it ain't just like they did sniffing dogs in our neighborhood. It's soon as our people refuse to comply to them, right? Just say if for any reason that you're not feeling good today, you get pulled over by the cops. And you don't want it, you like, here's my license, here's my registration. You want to go on your way, but they're trying to hold you up or whatever the case is. Right. And then you ask, well, what's going on? They'd be like, well, just to frustrate you. Now we bring in dogs because I think I smelled something. They always
Right.
bring in this dog thing.
They always
Hold up. Elder Lawyer, I'm starting to think. I'm really starting to. I need to focus on this dog thing with them. You know why? During civil rights, our image was clean. We went to church. We just wanted equal rights, and we're willing to fight for rights for anyone around the world. And then they're gonna. What do? They let dogs loose on us. Non-violent. It's something with them and these dogs and attacking us.
Yes.
But go ahead, sister. You have the last word. Go ahead.
I have another incident where me and my husband were at Walmart, and he likes to have a beer every now and then. So he was trying to buy his beer.
Yeah.
And they wanted to ID me. And I'm like, look, that's not my beer.
Elder Lawyer, look at this. Well, sister, I gotta go because my Patreonies are waiting. I'm already late, and I gotta be off by 4:30, 5 o'clock tonight. So, all right.
Okay.
So, if you want to call in on the other side, I'm going into Patreon.
They trying to ID anybody with you now.
I got you. Thawada.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom. Look how the Most High confirmed that. She had no idea what the title of this particular broadcast was going to be today.
Right.
When the world shuts down again, I want to know, brothers and sisters, from the last time they did this, what did you learn? If you think that sometimes people get nervous when they're on the phone and can't get their thoughts together, folks, what you do, take a pen pad or a note on your phone and just write out your thoughts. Think about what was going on back then. Think about it and some of the decisions you made that you would do differently the next time. And it doesn't matter. They're going to do it again because they told you so. They have to tell you before they do it. The question is, what are you going to do? First of all, you got to be down with God in Christ, follow the law, have forgiveness in your heart so that you're what? So that you can think clearly. No fog thoughts. The sins cannot weigh you down, and anything from the past, you're going to do what? You're going to draw from that for the sake of survival. When really, back then and even now, you're going to need something greater than yourself to guide your conscience through this. And that's what we're going to talk about on the other side. Go to historytimes.org, Hebrew and Bible Academy this Sunday, first week. We're trying to get it up to 3,000. Tell a friend, sponsor other people. We're going to blow the news out the water this coming Sunday. With that, see you on the other side, Patreon.com/AGather144. Let's talk about it. Shalom. Thank you, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir. Shalom.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.